Right, so that's how we planned out the western section of the Great American Rail Trail, and we pretty much did it like that. After I did the Olympic Peninsula, I met up with Kath and Ruben in Seattle, and then we went further east from there. As usual, the breakdown of each day is included in a Google spreadsheet, and I'll leave a link to that in the description, and also the Ride with GPS map. So starting from the very Pacific coast, going over the Olympic Discovery Trail and then down some backcountry roads to Bainbridge Island, then crossed over to Seattle, met up with Kath and Ruben. We did the Snoqualmie Trail, the Palouse to Cascades, and then set about the Milwaukee Trail, but it was kind of rough. There was very little accommodation out in the almost desert parts, so we went a bit further north, went through Ritzville and Cheney through to Plummer, where the section ends.
Forks very early this morning in the dark, thinking that 118 kilometers was going to be a big day with some big hills in between. I was also a bit worried, frantic about the traffic either side of Lake Crescent and around Lake Crescent, which was a bit dodgy when I biked it the other direction a couple of days ago. It wasn't so bad. I think a couple of days ago was a Saturday on one of the last sort of summery weekends you could get, and today of course is a working day, and it was nowhere near as bad, but a good thing. I've got past Port Angeles, heading down to Squim. Just before there I'm actually going to stay at an RV park. Haven't done much recording today for a number of reasons. One, I left a couple of hours before the sun came up. Just couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd get started expecting a big day. Two, it was very overcast even when the sun did come up, and that's just part of being in the rainforest, I guess. And then three, either side of Lake Crescent and around Lake Crescent, I'm just very worried about the lack of a verge and all the traffic. I was really concentrating, and still it felt a bit dangerous. So I found myself in Port Angeles, sort of 95 kilometers from where I started, in relatively no time, and filled in a bit of time in Port Angeles doing some logistical stuff, and just drinking coffee. Okay, this is the second full day of riding. I've just made it more full by taking a wrong turn. I'm going to get in well after dark, but riding's been good. Nothing too hard. There's a few hills coming up, but it's all right. And yeah, it's been nice. Spent about 40 kilometers or so, mostly on the Olympic Discovery Trail, and maybe a little bit more, and then moved over to highway and roads alongside highway. Currently biking up a little country road. Had a fight between what Google Maps was saying on my phone and what my Garmin cycle computer was saying, and stupidly I decided to go with the phone rather than the map that I'd pre-arranged for my Garmin. It wasn't a biggie. 15 kilometers or so. By the time I went into a little town and back, and it was mostly flat. So yeah, the only problem is I'm going to get in after dark, but the campground I'm staying at, yeah, they seem to be happy with that. And it is a small day tomorrow. I'm just going to bike down to the ferry in Bainbridge Island and go across to Seattle. So yeah, that's no big deal. Really enjoying it. I think the facilities, the paths, everything about the Olympic Discovery Trail is just awesome. And some of the support services are pretty good too. I called into a cycle shop in Squim, and yeah, they diagnosed a little gear shifting problem that I'd had. Seems that I'd put the chain on back to front, and they fixed a few other things and sent me on my way, and the bike's been going so much better since then. So yeah, it's all good, and managed to get a bit of research done while I was getting the bike fixed. I had actually pre-arranged to go to a municipal archives there, and yeah, very kindly the staff had pulled up all sorts of submissions on some of the partial cleanups on the Salish coasts sort of side of things, and that worked really well. Come away with lots of information, and they knew that I was on bike and had scanned it for me in advance too, so that was awesome. And I left some of the handy cams that I'm giving out to people there as well, and the kids there really sort of enjoyed the little workshop, and have committed to keeping the action cams after they're done, and have committed to sending me back some of the results of the videos that they're going to make. So all's good. Just a late night in Prospect, that's all.
So it was all going good, and I even caught up enough time that, had I wanted to, I could have got in before dark. However, I realized that my accommodation wasn't going to have any food, and I didn't have much on me, so I decided to stop in Poulsbo not long after this big long floating bridge, one of the largest in the world, and had some food, And while I was there in Poulsbo, it got dark. Now, my accommodation was sort of halfway between Poulsbo and Bainbridge Island, where I was to get the ferry the next day, and it was pitch black. Even though it was the preferred bike route for Poulsbo, it was unlit, and unfortunately, I came across a big piece of concrete that had been misplaced in the very cycle lane, and I hit it. Disaster. Not only was my bike fairly totaled, or at least the front wheel was pretty totaled, I was pretty totaled. I had grazes everywhere, and the worst type, the type that almost burns, and I had lots of bruises, and yeah, lots of sore bits as well. Broke my helmet into two almost, and yeah, it turned out that I had some fractured fingers and dislocated fingers, and it took a long time to recover from that. Luckily, I was going to have a couple of 0 days in Seattle anyway, waiting for Kath and Ruben to get there. We took an extra one. I managed to find a wheel. It wasn't quite the right sort of wheel, and just bought a whole new one, got myself patched up, got the bike patched up as best as I could, and we set off again. But yeah, it was a terrible way to have an accident right near the beginning of the trip. I think it's Lake Summonage, not far from Preston. Most of the way through the day. We started quite late. This is the first day since Seattle, since the crash, since Kath and Ruben came in, and it's gone fairly well so far. Still a few teething problems with bikes. I have to get an adapter to truly make the wheel fit with my fork, but yeah, that's fine. It'll handle this for a while, and get that adapter, and we'll all be go. Wonderful trails today. Can't believe how smooth they are from about University of Washington campus in Seattle. Just been biking on one big wide pathway after another, around some beautiful lakes, through some beautiful forest, around some suburbs which probably have minimum multiple $1 million homes, but yeah, generally just a really nice environment for biking. It's a bit cloudy and overcast, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It's such a good thing to be back on the road. Can't believe that crash only set me back a day. Well, and several $100s in parts and replacement wheels and stuff like that, but yeah, I really thought in the moments after it that I'd probably written off the entire trip. Research is going well too. Managed to get a whole lot more secondary sources stuff done for Kath and Ruben's arrival. Well, good morning.
This is the Snoqualmie River Rail Trail. So, you know, really the first prolonged gravel that we've had, and I think it's going to be like this for quite some time because, you know, we're not far off the Cascades, Palouse. And I guess the highlight of the day is going to be going up to Snoqualmie Pass. Hopefully we'll have the energy for that. Yesterday, especially in the evening, was a bit trying. You know, our Garmin's were refusing to navigate for us, and I think it's because they're so smart these days. They knew that the park that we were in had closed, and we ended up having to take a pretty rough track in the dark, and in the dark it just wasn't going to be rideable, so we ended up pushing up a dirty great hill. But the reward at the end is we had a really nice hotel. The RV park that we were going to try and use just wouldn't take our business. So yeah, we're well rested. Hotel had a nice breakfast, and yeah, hopefully we've got the energy and the power to get us up that hill. Really nice day. Good to have some warmth. It was cold yesterday. And yeah, looking forward to doing some rail trail, given that I'm on the Great American Rail Trail. This is pretty much exactly what I thought I'd be doing, but I haven't really done any of that yet, so this is good.
The Milwaukee Road was really tough, and more often than not we decided to just bike on secondary roads alongside it, including some paved roads. It was really up and down and not particularly pleasant, and it was really hot at that point, often in the 30s. And we also decided to bypass it, go up through Ritzville and Cheney because of a real lack of accommodation in that part of the world. Not that the accommodation in Ritzville and Cheney was great, but it was better than what was on offer further to the south. Somewhat annoyingly, we found out there was another whole rail trail that followed the Ritzville Cheney trajectory, and we could have ridden that. It looked a lot cleaner and less bumpy, and less likely to get bogged down in. But we didn't know about it until right near the end.